Did you ever wonder about the feelings and the emotions you experience when you're about to take a trip? That almost infantile agitation growing inside of you when you approach the check-in counter, or when you take your seat in the plane and you think about what you may have forgotten at home. When you place your luggage in the overhead compartment, the stewardess welcomes you, your companions at your side. I think this is the real exception to the trip. What creates that unusual and unmistakable difference? The company. Travel buddies, sport buddies, or beer buddies. It's all the same, as long as we're together. As you're flying, you can't quite keep the adrenaline from rising while reading a book, writing, or trying in vain to take a nap. There's something magical in undertaking a journey. I think it's all about the fact that you're happier when you travel. That's all.
Ci siamo.
Six professional skiers land in Iran, rather timorous of the fact that this land, culturally, is quite suggestive. Instead, they're enthusiastic about discovering something else, and you'll discover it together with them, thanks to their experience and their story. 6 skiers, 6 minds, and 6 personalities, all sharing a common denominator, a passion. It's not just a passion for sport, but also an indomitable curiosity. And it's this curiosity that stimulates their desire to discover something new every day. Because as Brac says, you can never learn enough if you don't get out and see things. This is the prelude to the start of a happy adventure in which Brac, Marco, Davide, Bruno, Giuliano, and Damiano discover Iran, and together you will come to know its shapes, its many facets and marvels, which distinguish it from any other nation. The first travel entry, The Curiosity, a tour of the city through the discovery of the Iranian people.
She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blows. Shitters in your fever, scream me again. Never kisses, or do you ever send a full stop? Do you know where the muffins go? They go along to take your honey.
Our heroes stroll the Iranian capital, looking to further understand the local traditions, culinary, shops, and everyday life, as they are drawn to the fragrance coming from a market stall. We have street markets in the West, but food here has a different flavor. It seems absurd, but it's absolutely true. The simple things assume different tastes when in a different context. The smells, the tastes, the perceptions, and the curiosity lead our friends to experience a fascinating and noisy city that is Tehran, economic center of Iran. More than 30% of the workforce is in the mercantile or transport sector. Furniture and rugs are widely sold along the streets surrounding the market square. Entire shops of expensive tapestries entice our friends as they enter attentively. Expensive? Some are. The ancient craftsmanship handed down through tradition is worth a high price. This is also experience.
I tappeti sono veramente belli, ma anche costosi. Probabilmente chi c'ha i soldi però sono belli. Poi farsi raccontare quanti anni di lavoro e come fanno.
E poi te ci metti sopra i piedi.
E dopo noi ci mettevamo sopra i piedi, mi faceva paura camminarci sopra. Ho chiesto, c'era uno piccolino così, ho detto è mio, 9.000 euro. Ok.
Iran bazaars are quite characterful, as well as the beating heart of the country. A city inside a city, but not for tourists. Only travelers can really enter them, because a traveler doesn't look at his watch. One must be patient, learn to smile at the variety of carts that transport goods, ignoring those walking in the souk. They're people who are the true cultural chain between West and East. The color of their skin like their land, eyes that are serene and smiles that are full of energy. These little details mesmerize our attentive skiers. They realize that Iran is not a dangerous place. It's welcoming, fascinating, enchanting, and culturally stimulating. You needn't become discouraged at first glance because the strong smell of saffron, the amazing colors of the fabrics, and the street noise are all part of the fascinating world of these historic alleyways and are the true soul of the city. Tehran is considered one of the most indulgent cities in Iran, less conservative and peacefully permissive. Nevertheless, we are in an Islamic republic, and religious constraints are to be respected. Women are not forced to wear burqas, but are kindly requested to wear a scarf or simple foulard to cover their heads. Our friends imagined finding themselves in a land considered 100% misogynist, but are surprised to be in a free country. A country where women are beginning to feel like women and no longer slaves. Where freedom assumes a real sentiment and the smiles are honest. Because it is only when one travels that one can clearly see that experience does not lie, and whatever one observes and touches has more worth than any other thought, tied and conditioned by an objective reality rather than one merely political and religious. Skiers are living witnesses to the true value of this place after a chat with Monasser Ajay, an Iranian snowboard instructor and woman who spoke frankly about freedom in Iran and its actual advantages.
I'm actually taking advantage of being a woman in Iran because nobody believes that women in Iran can do snowboard and stuff, and then from an outsider, I'm not doing as an Olympian, but I get a lot of interest on my social networks and stuff because I'm a woman in Iran, so I'm taking advantage of that. It's even better.
A similar situation with Mitra Kalor. Our friends discovered that the women are not afraid to express their thoughts freely. They are cordial and, most of all, open-minded. They discovered that the women have their own identity, and it is always worth the time to spend talking and understanding what really goes on in this magical land that was once Persia. The boys stroll along the city streets, accompanied by Ali Davarifar, their friend and guide. Tehran is also magical at night, he says, when the city lights uncover an almost Western-like panorama. He takes them to the Milad Tower in order to show them his home from above. The tower is the 6th highest freestanding tower in the world, built between the Sharake Garb and Jisha districts, and boasts of a total height of 435 meters. After the colorful tour in the magical Iranian city, it's time to organize the trip. Giuliano's enthusiasm and care for details, Davide's concentration, Brac's lightheartedness, Bruno's impatience, Marco's calm, and Damiano's careful search to take that perfect camera shot. Seated at the table in their apartment, they organize what will be the next step in their travel plans. Which routes to take, which mountain to challenge, the timing of it all. Because the free ride is none other than the beauty of losing oneself, only to meet up at the end of the trail. Brac says that doing the free ride doesn't mean going down a singular trail, but rather to expect the unexpected. The discipline is unique and full of surprises, just like our boys. Because they are instinctive. They're just as you see them. They're sportive, they're men, and they're travelers. At dawn, Brac and his friends begin the real Persian journey, which will lead them to Tokal Peak, 3,900 meters above Tehran. The adventure begins. The uncontainable happiness is apparent on their faces. It's difficult to explain, or perhaps just difficult trying to convey the feeling in mere words.
Never could believe the things you do to me.
They begin to climb the mountain. Using the skins is a traditional alpine discipline which, by means of the right skis and skins, allows one to move on the mountain during the snowy periods. It is a climbing method used when there are no ski lifts and are not tied to traditional trails, and as such, it is possible to climb mountains or pass from one valley to the next, like a troop. Getting to the top is quite an effort, which is paid back by the feelings of freedom that only the mountain peak is able to offer. Davide says he feels like a dwarf, wandering in a valley of whipped cream. Music in the ears, marching forward on this simple walk. Giuliano believes that it's almost better than the adrenalized ski back down. We're happiest when we are challenged by fatigue, he says. Perhaps it's because our goal is the finish line. We will be making our own fresh trail. Damiano studies the landscape to find the best light in order to capture the day's best shot. Bruno and Marco, the team's philosophers, maintain that climbing the peak with the skins is an alternative way to take a break from reality, abandoning one's thoughts and taking them higher, where everything is colder and ideas become more crystal clear. Brac leads the group, the charismatic master of his thoughts and leader of his enthusiastic team. When you meet other people on the top, it's always an event. You walked for hours with total control of your breathing, useful in managing this altitude. You are physically drained, but you can't wait to ski down. It's a perfect mix of fatigue and pleasure, between sport, adrenaline, and expectation. The hunger for adrenaline pushes the athletes to the peak of the mountain. where they meet a mountain rescue team. At an altitude of 4,000 meters, oxygen is a commodity. Finding out that there are people there who assist climbers, guardian angels of the mountain, waiting for some soul to pass through. We've never met, but we're already good friends. Ali explains the importance of these encounters in magical and unusual places, such as this 4,000 meters peak. The sun at 360 degrees, white all around, and a small igloo as a base camp. A skier's ideal shelter.
The guys you see in the rescue jacket is working for the rescue team of Iran. They try to make some friendship with the team, and of course all day weeks they stay here for helping people and tell the important notes.
Everyone's a winner, baby, that's true.
Curves and lines that again finish at the foot of the mountain, where the enthusiastic boys recreate the climb that only a team can conquer. A long chat at the bottom is mandatory as they look at the trail and smile at the beauty of the first trail made, and consequentially, all the others have created a perfect but almost chaotic design. They begin a trek towards the village of Ahar in the eastern Azerbaijan region. In a census from 2006, the total population was 702 people, nearly 232 families. A slice of warmth at the end of a sporting day. They walk enthusiastically, intrepid in not knowing what will happen, and the desire to take it all in. Emotions, happiness, fatigue, discovery, and considerations.
Oh Paolo, mi risolvi un dubbio? Ma perché ci siamo portati quel vecchio del braccone?
Giuliano jokes. He is charismatic, and his travels are none other than a reflection of his personality. We see him as he really is, as we also see the others.
Bordoni il macellaio.
Ah, no, mai sentito.
Mai sentito Bordoni il macellaio? Salsicce e Bordoni non temono un paragone.
Quello che fa le pose.
Sì, quello che fa il modello.
Bruno never misses a chance to joke with his companions, and Damiano reminds us why traveling with Brac is such fun.
Perché niente è un problema, ma anche un problema diventa un aspetto positivo. Anzi, più ci sono problemi e più diventa memorabile il viaggio. Quindi è bello anche non essere sempre perfetti, in sostanza.
Cars and pushcarts, as well as the occasional passerby, make up the road to Ehar. Skis on their shoulders, they reach the village outskirts, again welcomed by sincere and humble human kindness.
Gli iraniani non è male, perché rispetto a tanti altri posti dove pensi che ci sia della criticità, ti senti invece rilassato, non senti nessun tipo di tensione. Anche ieri a Teheran eravamo belli tranquilli, tutti molto disponibili, si mangia molto bene. Devo dire che ci sta un bel viaggetto qui. Chi volesse o chi ha voglia di farsi un giro, glielo consiglio vivamente.
Allora, reso conto della giornata di oggi, è stato molto positivo, con una pellatina piacevole fino in cresta, una bella sciatina, adesso un'altra camminatina a uscire dalla valle. E a tutti quegli inacculturati che pensano che è un posto da non venire, si sbagliano di grosso. Allegra.
It's early in the morning. I'm laughing at the sun. My mirror disappoints me. Yeah. Am I the only one?
Col pomodoro così, la mozzarella. Dopo un giro così, un pane appena sfornato così, ma dove lo mangiate? Se non in Iran.
È un pezzo piccolissimo. La piadina.
Iran is home, finally home, a spirited home, in its shapes and colors, in its paths and contorted alleyways. Another day of adrenaline today, with a rather unusual start.
Noi stiamo viaggiando veramente, come si dice, giorno per giorno, e questo è molto bello. Quindi con Giuliano eravamo indecisi, poi Bruno ha detto una cosa, Marco ne ha detta un'altra, poi è arrivato Damiano che ha deciso una cosa, Paolo ne ha deciso un'altra, ma stiamo partendo con macchina presidenziale. Qua sono molto, da noi non credo sia una cosa così, abbiamo deciso di andare in un altro posto, si sono mobilitati tutti in macchina a destra, macchina a sinistra. ci si adatta a raggiungere lo scopo. Non so come faremo a starci dentro tutti, ma adesso in qualche maniera facciamo.
These are the things that the skiers notice and which help them realize that Iran is an extremely welcoming country. The generosity of the people is found in the little things and as such help to animate the days. Snow in the Persian mountains may come as a surprise. There are 13 ski stations in Iran found in the glorious mountain chain of Alborz. Our team moves towards Shemshak, a ski resort well known by professional skiers. We're to the northeast of Tehran, about 2 hours from the capital by car. The highest point has an altitude of 3,050 meters. According to the Iranians, Shemshak is less frequented on account of its difficult trails, rather inviting for our team and their passion for the uncommon. What makes you happy? For them, it is this: travel, freedom, feeling the wind on your face while the fresh snow reflects the sun on the skis, belonging to a team, friendship, eating, sleeping, movement, and beginning again. This is what distinguishes them. They are sincere, and their daily life has one rule only: lightheartedness. It is the most human of feelings when facing a journey. boys approached the last ski station, noted by the route of planned adventure travels. Dizim, situated 14 kilometers from Shemshak, is one of the 40 highest ski stations in the world, 3,600 meters above sea level.
Guarda, panorama pazzesco. Siamo veramente in mezzo a una catena montuosa incredibile. Il bello di quando si arriva in cima così è questo silenzio che ti appaga così, no? Sei tu tranquillo, lasci tutto quello che c'hai dietro.
Dietro proprio.
Incredibile come anche in Pakistan, comunque anche in Georgia quando viaggi, che non hai come da noi tanta, non dico inquinamento, ma tante case, non hai riferimenti e tu guardi e ti sembra tutto vicino e poi invece da qua laggiù hai 3 giorni di cammino. Questo è incredibile. Pensa quanto grande siamo.
Sì. È l'effetto Morgana, è come nei paesi nordici.
Poi con Damiano oggi parlavamo di quanto siamo influenzati da tutto quello che ci propina televisione e tutto il resto. Avevamo quasi paura a venire in Iran perché tutti Iran, vai giù, ISIS, no ISIS, tutte queste cose qua. Poi alla fine ti confronti con le persone e sono uguali a noi, identiche. Parlano solo un'altra lingua, hanno le stesse necessità, la stessa passione, abbiamo incontrato gente che sia con la stessa passione, quindi alla fine è proprio chi ci comanda sopra, chi ci organizza tutti quanti, se no saremmo un popolo unico senza tante rotture di palle.
Facciamo una sciata old style, arriva il sole, tac, il pendio è lì, guarda, bello preciso, tac, gli amici sono qua, lì e là, e mi vado da qui, vado da là.
Besides the common stereotypes which see an impenetrable, isolated, and hostile Iran, this land offers the uniqueness of a variety of natural beauties. Recent statistics show that the tourism industry in Iran is in full expansion, and that of winter sports is no less. Together with Turkey, Iran is the only country in the Middle East to hold skiing championships. The ski complex of Dizin, built in the early 1970s, was Iran's first ski station recognized by the International Skiing Federation for its capability of holding official international ski competitions. Among our sportsmen and travelers, there is Damiano, profession, photographer. He specializes in shooting extreme sports, besides being a well-known professional in the field. He is also Brac's friend and travel companion, one of the first to follow him in his adventures around the world. Georgia, Svalbard Islands, China, Patagonia, Switzerland, the Italian Alps, and today, Iran. The team is fascinated by Damiano's work, meticulous and full of inventiveness and passion. A reportage of the trip, which is about to end, full of color and material, an almost maniacal search for perfection. Every shot is the result of a well-defined study, made of perspectives and geometries, captured moments that stimulate the spectator in an enthusiastic stupor and an evaluation that goes beyond the norm. It is the search for the perfect light, recognizable only by those with a keen eye such as his. Brac describes Damiano as an easygoing man, a man of few words, reserved and discreet. There is a special feeling between the two friends, built and consolidated over the years. In Italy, Brac and Damiano have championed the free ride and freestyle discipline, helping to spread the word of mountain safety among youngsters and sport lovers. If we were to ask Brac how they met, he wouldn't know how to respond. It's as if they've always known each other. They complete each other when they're traveling, as if they were one person. Brac often associates this concept to the people around him, those who travel with him. He sees himself reflected in those around him, in situations which go from sporting agility to thoughts that encompass a lifestyle rather than a way to live your life. Perhaps it is just nostalgia dictated by age, or perhaps a solid reality. Seeing your life reflected in those younger than you, which, like him, began their experience with a single card on the table: happiness. Ari Kiev maintains that the best way to try and understand the world is to see it from the most number of angles possible. It's nice to end a trip. Why is the return home usually so traumatic? According to Brac and our travelers, this isn't necessarily so. Coming back from a trip usually means bringing something home with you. A backpack full of glances, smiles, situations, emotions, and memories. A backpack full of the fragrances of Tehran Square and the mountain climb. A backpack full of many things and still too empty to relegate it to the closet. And here we are, describing emotions and sensations. Because we spoke of feelings at the beginning, and it is with feeling that we close our Iranian journey. We leave a piece of our heart in a new land. A land which isn't ours, but it was for a moment. And the most cordial and honest memory one can represent is by telling the story. Because if we don't tell it, we are alone. And alone, as Brac says, one can go far, but one can't get there with the same smile that a team can give you. travel. Always. Bring something back with you. Someone. Smile. Be enthusiastic and embrace different cultures from your own. Because you'll never be entirely satisfied, fulfilled, and mature unless you travel. Traveling is the point of arrival for all of us. Brac's Diary, Iran, March 9th, 2015.